And you might want to take a nice drink, because this is a long one.
Yeah, got my Diet Coke here. All right. 68th of Autumn. Narration by Beryl. Bold tribe begin in battle, fighting nasty Nightwalker menace. Nightwalker has foul ambience that makes tribe choke and hurt even without active effort from Nightwalker. Beryl has trouble seeing much of tribe, but energy blasts, arrows, well-aimed stones all fly from darkness to assault Nightwalker. Pew pew, blast blast. Beryl grateful for clever Sims flying magic. Beryl soars above unpleasant aura. Nightwalker summons awful rates, quick to engage tribe with attempts to wither. Daring Titus stands bravely. Injures Nightwalker much, but Nightwalker relentless. Slash slash. Beryl makes moon magic with hopes that Nightwalker will be vulnerable. Tribe continues assault. Pew, sling, punch, kick, radiant sizzle. Brave tribe fall. Brave Titus fall, but Beryl refresh Titus only for foul Nightwalker to strike again before Titus can rise. Nice sister Anna Kate facing Nightwalker bravely at great risk to self. Does much damage, angers Nightwalker. Sim moves Anna Kate across battlefield. Beryl prepares to heal, but hateful Nightwalker targets nice sister who falls limply. Wary tribe finish off horrible Nightwalker, causing remaining wraiths to poof. Hopeful Beryl sends healing to all tribe. Spell refreshes Titus again, but Anna Kate does not respond. Desperate, Beryl tries with all medical skills and magic known to revive Anna Kate, but Nice Sister does not respond. After some minutes of continued attempts, Vlad convinces Beryl to stop. Mournful Beryl finds Shock and Melody and passes night while recovering, mourning, and cradling Egg. In morning, Shock and Melody take Sybil's offer to teleport back to New Havasgard for Shock to get treatment. Beryl feel glad, two tribe friends now safe, but Beryl also feel hollow for many losses, both fresh and old scars. Anna Kate and Orchard and Cerelia and many more missing or gone. Beryl weep in private. Beryl restores Titus from toll of many grievous wounds. Vlad and Corvin explore fort, find riches. Titus pass time with new Havasgard troops who begin teaching Elvish. Sim seeks knowledge. Beryl carries Wyvern Egg everywhere. Finds space and brews healing potions while grieving alone. Sleep comes. Another night passes. Beryl plans to brew again today, but cracks appear in Egg. Beryl watches closely.
I'm very amused at how you said you weren't going to do the voice and you ended up doing some Beryl voice anyway.
Well, I kind of had to because of the way she wrote it.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of just naturally happened because as I was reading it, it was like, that's how Beryl talks. I guess I could have added, like, what would it be? Prepositions, articles, whatever Beryl doesn't add. I forget what those are called. But
At that point, it'd be more
Prepositions
difficult.
and conjunctions are what you need.
conjunctions, yeah. But yeah, it would have been more work than it was worth, so I just kind of morphed into the Beryl voice. But in any case, so we will continue at the keep, which is sort of turned into a stronghold for the group and the what are they called? The Midnight Pyre. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to shift the balance of power around the city, although I guess getting mauled by that wave of necrotic energy probably changed the balance of power a bunch too.
Yeah.
What's the date now then?
It is the. Did we finish the day?
My recollection is that we finished downtime activities for 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were. Let's see. Yeah, I think we were at the end of the second day because I have 9 p.m. here, which makes sense.
That sounds right to me.
So we were about to pass a third day. So yeah, it is the 81st of autumn. Let me make sure we're on the right screen here. Uh, 81st of autumn at 9 p.m.
Hey, cool. The fort has a name now.
Aldrin's Watch. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're pretty much at the end of the second day. Does anyone want to do anything else before I pass this and go into the next day?
Did Anicate's equipment include the goggles of night vision or dark vision?
Goggles of Night, yeah. She had those.
I think all of her stuff is still on her.
Oh, I guess I am curious about the iron bands that she tied up the golem with. Did that survive, or was it destroyed in the fight?
Can you reclaim those afterwards?
If they're not broken, I believe.
Yeah,
So.
if they don't, if they don't break out of it.
So yeah, you probably would find them. The golem was destroyed after that, so you would probably find them in the rubble there.
Cool.
Yeah. What are you gonna do with Anicate's stuff? Are you gonna lay it to rest with her, keep it on her?
Sim's inclination would be to leave it on her body until we've actually confirmed that there's no way around this resurrection locking thing. But
Vlad's tendency would be...
You're not going to bury me in the Shadowfell, are you?
that's not no that. Yes, that would not really be my inclination. No.
Yeah, right now she's just being stored somewhere in the keep.
Yes. The goggles, though, I noticed that Titus keeps running into walls. So, I was thinking about seeing if Titus wanted the goggles.
I would, out of respect for my comrades and for
Continue to
Andy,
run into walls.
yeah, I'd run into a few more walls. I wouldn't want to take them off my friend until I was sure.
Yes, I certainly do not intend to let her equipment go unused if it turns out that she has found her final rest or what have you. But until we are sure, it seems unseemly. Welcome back, my friend. Oh, sorry, this smells like Titus now.
Maybe. But would she be upset about Titus being able to see while she was sleeping? I don't know. It's
No,
complicated.
no, I do not think so. But as I said, it seems impolite. I do not think Anicates would mind some impoliteness, but that is just my inclination. Of course,
That is fine.
I'm not about to start a wrestling match.
Everywhere I go has a different idea of what happens when you die. So it is very complicated. I understand.
Indeed.
Where have we not looked?
I think at this point you searched the fort fully. There was still the mirror that you haven't really done anything with.
Yes.
So the mirror in the vault.
Who's good at the? Who wants to go check out the prisoners in the mirror? They may be allies against this kind of thing, but or they could be madmen. It's hard to tell.
It is worth approaching with caution. Enemy of enemy, not always friend. But we should see what is in there.
Definitely come with you. I can't say I'll be much help.
I believe the command word should be easy to find using identify spell, so long as you are not afraid of touching mirror. But
I will risk it. I'll risk it. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. And when the spell goes really weird, that'll be okay. That'll be fine. I'll do it very slowly and ritually. It'll be fine.
Does the pyre know anything about the mirror? I'll ask Civil if they know anything.
He'd say no. He doesn't know anything about the mirror. So, do you want to try to deal with that now, or wait a day, or wait till later?
It's well, we should start negotiations if they're in there now, so we get to know the people who are locked up. Or do we want to just, pick the mirror up, go to the outside the fort, open the mirror up, and let everybody out, and then run back, and then sort it out later?
that would be unkind, especially if they are in fact simply victims of cultists.
True.
Out of curiosity, what happens if the mirror breaks?
Oh.
I would not attempt it.
No, I just meant like moving it might be a bad idea if it breaks
I
and
have
they're all
no
dead.
idea.
It is, as an enchanted vessel, it is likely to be sturdier than a mirror, an ordinary mirror of similar size, but yes, perhaps we do not want to go hauling it around.
And I think it would be very bad to put it in a hole or a bag of holding. I think that would be
Yes.
very bad.
That is my understanding. Still, it is a useful artifact if it is, if we can empty it. So, if it is in fact a inescapable prison.
I have
me
a
see what the,
suspicion that if you are
spirits
in
say.
that, you will not go mad because it is its own plane.
We shall find
I
out.
mean, it'd be a crappy way to travel, but whatever.
Arcana on the mirror. I have swapped survival for Arcana. I
Yeah.
have spirits of the dead talking to me.
So let me see. All right. So with Arcana, with a 25, you from what you saw of the mirror, you believe that it is one of those mirrors that can trap things within it. Generally, these mirrors, if they're active, can be dangerous because they can trap you if you're not the person who activated it. And basically, anything that comes within 5 feet of it has the chance of being trapped. Though luckily, you believe it was turned off when the group got there because no one got sucked in. But you would have to know the command word to activate it. And anything that's stuck in there is just kind of stuck in there till it's freed. But it doesn't age. It doesn't require food or anything like that. It's like a magical prison, basically.
It seems a very dangerous prison if you get close to it. It seems to be turned off. So it seems that we could identify it, perhaps find the... It might be safe to touch it, but we need to be careful with anything we do. So we could definitely be trapped.
If it is activated by a word and we do not know what it is until it's identified, perhaps we should simply not speak in its presence until we know what the word is.
You think it's like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious or something? And then people don't stand here.
You're pretty sure identify would give you the word to activate it. If you're the one who activates it, it won't trap you, but anyone else can become trapped.
Then I will risk it. It's fine. I'm sure nothing bad will occur. It's I wish to cast Identify.
Okay.
Ritually cast Identify.
And I think we did say you had the needed pearl, right?
I think somebody gave me something.
There's definitely one in the bag of holding per the treasury.
Yeah. Because we had done this before, so yeah, I think we had one that I was using.
All right. So you do have
I don't know if
that.
we have two then. That's the problem.
But okay, so you do have it in your inventory.
The
then, right?
pearl isn't consumed.
Yeah, it's not consumed.
Yeah, it's not consumed by it.
You just need to you need to have one to cast the spell.
Yeah, we've been carrying it around.
So if
Hopefully we will get it. Bad accent. Hopefully we will get a second pearl so that we don't have to keep swapping back our little ball. So.
all right,
Yeah,
so
that's hard to find.
so you're gonna use the one in the bag of holding.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you pull that out for the moment, casting your spell as a ritual. Go ahead and link it. Actually, let me pull up the map, as it might be pertinent.
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't say.
Everyone else should stand back.
You might want to be back like fireball distance.
So,
Twice.
one thing I started doing in the other groups is using a token to represent the group. Unless you want it to be away from the party, then you would just pull your token onto the map.
I jumped the gun, then you can just pull me off.
Well, you can just delete yourself if you highlight your token and press delete. But yeah, if you ever don't want to be part of the token collective, you just pull yourself onto the map within 15 feet of the party token, and then you can go wherever you want. And to rejoin, you just have to go back into the 15 foot and delete your token.
Alright. I'm going to be around the corner.
I assume you guys have a light source.
Yeah, we'll take some.
Okay. So it looks like...
The party needs to step back 5 feet.
I think the inventory actually has 2
Well, you
portals,
can all control the party token. You should all have
Yeah.
access.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. So after 11 minutes, I go poke.
Oh, actually, sorry, one moment. I gotta fix something. Give me 1 minute.
And then Vlad's token disappears from the map. And
I also updated the Combat Master. I just have to import some settings. Okay. So, Vlad, you're casting Identify. This is during the evening of the 81st. But you cast the Identify spell. And you do indeed learn a few things about the mirror, which I will show everyone. Or do you want to keep the secret to yourself?
no. He'll spill the beans.
Reading,
Mostly because he's afraid that if he screws up, he'll get trapped in it. So.
Alright, so that's a bit of a dump on what the mirror does.
Oh, okay. So you can just cover your eyes and not look at it, and that makes it safer. Huh.
Should have had Titus cast it. Suddenly, everyone pauses and starts reading.
Oh, so the prisoners might not be crazy if time is already weird in there. They don't age
Yeah.
or eat, drink, or sleep, so like maybe also they don't, become mentally deranged.
Well, it's a separate place.
Yeah. Oh, we can talk to them without pulling them out. That's good. We can just run through the cell numbers to see how many prisoners we've got.
I sent you the command word.
Okay.
And yeah, you realize that there are 12 cells in here.
We can
I
all
will,
count to 12, so...
and I will tell anyone who wants to know what the command word is.
Sure.
Is there just one? Looks like there's 2 command words. One to start trapping people and one to pull someone out.
I think one gives you access to its arcana, and that's it.
So the command word is Davni.
I will post that.
Sounds like some kind of elven name. Actually,
The last paragraph does say that there's a second command word.
For releasing
Oh,
people
yeah.
who are trapped.
Oh, yeah. There is a
Yep.
second.
the release word. I assume you want me to tell them all what that is as well.
Oh, yeah.
Thuvna.
Now, the funny thing is, both Sim and Vlad have a very hard time with this because their accents are so thick.
What are you talking about? I speak perfectly normal. Alright. Well,
Alright, so what do you want to do?
we should at least interrogate and see. We can see which cells are filled and how many prisoners we have to deal with.
Yes. Sure. I will say the command word, Dagny, and scroll through the 12 cells rapidly to see if how many are full.
So, when you open up the first cell, a very big, angry creature comes into view.
Do I recognize the creature?
A large, demonic-looking beast says, "Release me, mortal."
Maybe later. Which,
Yeah.
Alright, so scrolling to the second window.
hold on. It's hard to write notes for this one.
You would see a small gnome with bluish hair sitting there. Here, let me get a picture.
Okay. I will wave and go. We will be right back. One moment, and then click.
Not even that.
So he looks up at you as you move to the third cell, which would appear to be empty.
Okay. And I will hit the forward key on the remote control again.
All right. The fourth cell. Looks like it has a shadow elf in it. Looks like a male, with silverish hair and purple eyes. Looks out at you.
Shadow elf.
Yeah, it looks like a shadow elf. He says, "I don't suppose you could get me out of here, could you?"
We are working on it. We'll be back very shortly. One moment, and then click.
This is not how I thought you were gonna go about it, but I love it. It's amazing.
Right.
Always good to check to see if there's mind-bending abominations first, right?
Yeah, sure. That's
All right, let me just do some notes on what you're doing. So the fifth one is empty.
Wait, is this the same gnome that crashed our party back in Izek?
It
feel
looks
like I've seen him
very if you remember Isaac, it does look very similar, which is a little bit odd because you don't know how he'd be here.
Well, Relic was wandering around Izek, so...
I got no clue. But
Alright,
you're
cool,
on
cool. Anyway, sorry, blue-haired gnome. Got it.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4,
Should be on 6.
5 is empty.
5 is empty? Yeah, okay. Cool.
In the 6th slot, you would see a white-haired high elf, who's sort of kneeling there, wearing wizardly-looking garbs. What would you look like, Trey?
So, this is as Lou said, a high elf with long, straight, silverish hair. Eyes are also silver, and has a very calm demeanor, despite the situation that they're in, and is kneeling there. It looks like attempting to cast a spell, and it's not working with this prison the way it is. They're wearing dark robes, kind of like almost like it's themed like the night sky. Like it's dark, but there are gems and like silver studs all over it that kind of represent stars. And so when you do peer into the cell, they look up and say, "Greetings, I am Valendario Galastasia. You may call me Val."
Val, very good. Val, we will be right back with you. Promise.
Wait.
Are you swiping left? Or are you waiting, or are you going to move on?
I'm moving on to cell 7.
Val
That's
was
all right. I've got
7.
other characters.
Val, I think
you just
was.
let me know when you land on one you like.
Yeah, I think Val was 7.
Oh, he was 7?
Was
Yeah.
6 also empty?
Yeah, 6 was empty. 7 was Val. 8 would have another Shatter Kai. He has what looks like a very dark-looking studded leather armor, a bunch of daggers on his belt, and he is burning several candles around him. He has a mask over his face, and white hair is protruding from under like a handkerchief tied around the top of his head. He opens his purple eyes and looks at you.
Howdy.
It doesn't say
We will be
anything.
back. Talk amongst yourselves, and one moment, and click.
Amongst yourselves. Just one person. Alright.
Right. That was 8. 9 is empty. 10 is empty. And 11 is what looks like... Wait, there's 12. 11 is empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And 12 has a figure who's standing there with his arms crossed. It looks like a human, but he's old. Probably, you would guess in his 60s or 70s. Kind of a short white beard.
We saw the first time that we walked by. It was like a weird silhouette.
Well, the silhouette wasn't anyone in particular. The silhouette's kind of a mashup of everyone in here. If you don't choose a specific cell, it's just sort of like all of them, like on top of each other. But this one,
Average look.
yeah, this one is wearing a blue cape or cloak, over strange-looking clothes. His hood is up, and he just kind of looks out at you, but doesn't say anything.
Hold that thought, and then I will turn it off for a second.
All right, so you use the command word to make it go dark again. Turns back to the
Okay.
silhouette.
So, we've got a few choices. I don't think we should probably talk to the demonic creature unless we have a plan.
No, demonic creature demanding release is never a good idea.
Yeah. There is the two that were chatty. Well, three actually. Three talked, so that's good. Old guy looks put out, which I kind of get. The Shatakai assassin guy with the candles and stuff, he seemed prepared. And he apparently pissed off the other guys, so that's good, I guess. Are there many high elves in this land?
No. I believe it is only Shadow Elves native here.
Huh. Well, that person definitely has a story.
We should
The
figure
gnome
out
and the
the
shadow
time.
elf and the high elf all are not native here, so. And the whole human is definitely not native here, so yeah.
I believe it is likely to be worth our while to speak to each of them if there is time.
All right. But now we have an idea. So, should we go down the list as we found them before? I mean, skipping the demonic creature because we're not stupid. But who wants to talk to the gnome? Anybody got good gnomish language stuff? Make them
My
feel
gnomish
comfortable?
leaves much to be desired, but I believe I might have recognized this gnome, or someone bearing his coloration. There was a mad hermit wizard in Isaac who barged in on a diplomatic proceeding and demanded to be left alone, and then departed. And as I recall, that gnome looked rather like this one, or at least, again, family resemblance, perhaps.
He barged in and said, "Pay no attention to me," and then left.
He demanded to be left to his devices in a nearby region. We had not known he was there.
Oh,
But
that's weird.
it is the sort of thing that happens. But I would at least briefly speak with him.
Oh, okay. So, question: what is the plan if we decide that yeah, you can leave, whatever, you're good? Because the hall is very narrow, and like if they're angry, like it kind of sucks for all of us. I'm just saying. Or if they're friendly, that's great. But should we tell anyone or move the mirror to some place that is more,
I'm not speaking of letting anybody out right now. We can talk to them through mirror.
Yes, but being captured and prison kind of sucks. I'm just saying.
If we can ascertain their allegiances and wants, we'll see. We're all here.
That's true.
I know bad people put them in there, but they
Who's
did
really
it
good
for a
at
reason.
finding the insight of people? I have practiced this because I have to find out stuff about whether someone's trustworthy or not very fast in my life. So,
quite good.
I trust Corvin's judgment in this. I believe with all of us together, though, there is little chance of any true nefarious thing happening.
oh, okay, all right, that's fine. I guess the guy who sucks souls is very good at sussing out things. That makes sense, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Souls leak through. You can always tell.
Yeah. So who's going to be the front man? Because literally front man, someone who has to stand in front.
I will be happy to stand in front if need be.
I think I can
You might
handle
have to-
that. But
Titus,
might
I
have to
believe
still
your
be-
appearance might not endear you to some of these prisoners.
the point is to protect you guys.
Yes, but I believe if you want to talk to them, you have to be within 5 feet. No.
Oh.
Is that
Oh,
so?
that's a problem. You know what? We should rearrange this so that we can all see them. We're going to be talking to them.
Crowd in front of mirror. All right.
could move
is
the
there
mirror.
a place we would like to move the mirror, like a room, a defensible room? perhaps.
Actually, well, I think I mapped out the parts of this place that you all have been to on this level.
It is true. We could go to the room where we found the trysting cultists. It is at least comfortable to sit in there.
That is true, and there's a nice bear rug and a fireplace, and I think we got most of the bloodstains.
Ooh,
off. But then-
we could sit on the couch and watch the mirror, Beryl says.
Yes.
Largely, yes. If we are to be,
creepy sounding, but yes.
if we are to crowd around mirror, it will be easier to be sitting than standing around. So
Might be other stains than just blood.
Oh,
Ooh, I will prestidigitate the crap out of that room. We can do this.
very well.
Titus, you look like a strong, burly gentleman. Can you delicately carry this mirror?
I can try.
all right. So you're moving the mirror to that room.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
was thinking.
So the mirror is moved up to that room along with the rest of you.
Party token.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
All right.
Or wait, why
Let's
can I
bring
not
up
see
the
through the
gnome.
mirror now? Did I just lose sight?
Yeah, it's fine.
Can you all see through the party token?
No, I don't have line of sight out of it.
I didn't know we were supposed to.
Oh, yes, you definitely were. Is the party token? Make sure. Yeah, you should all be able. Oh, well, actually, that shouldn't matter.
I can live without it unless we need it.
Yeah.
Well, I should make
I mean,
sure
we're
it
kind of
works.
role-playing this anyway, so it's, unless they start attacking us, which has the potential because we're going to let them out eventually.
Let me try something. Try dragging it on again. That's really weird. Why is it not giving you guys sight?
I don't know. Maybe
Does the party token not have dark vision?
layer.
Not enough lighting for it to see?
No, it does.
Okay.
There's dark vision and light on it.
Weird.
Maybe we just have to reload our pages.
Well, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, let me try reloading my page. I don't know. Because I was looking through the Twitch account and I didn't see it.
On a different layer.
But if you all don't see it, that would make me. Oh, is it on a different layer? No, I don't think it is.
I'm just guessing wildly at this point. I can't see anything, so.
Yeah. Huh. What is going on with this token?
And the random guess on my part is the macros are screwed up because that's usually the answer for most things.
Let me look at the lighting settings on the page. No, those are all fine. If you drag your tokens on, you can see?
Yes, my token. When I had my token out, I could see, and when I deleted it to hop back in the party token, I stopped being able to see things.
Weird. What is going on?
We can just roll with it.
Okay,
But
yeah,
we
sure.
might-
I'll work on it while and that's the thing, yeah. I'm thinking you're probably I'm gonna need to get that working, but yeah, so what are you gonna do once you bring the mirror over here?
I will call up the gnome.
Cell number 3, because we didn't get any of their names. Except Val. We got Val.
You call up the gnome, activate the mirror, go ahead and pull yourself on near the mirror, and I'm guessing the rest of you are sitting back.
Oh no, I thought we were all crowding around so we could all talk.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I at least want to be able to
Well,
see.
the other party members might get sucked into the mirror if they're close
Yeah.
to it.
I don't
Listen,
need to
listen.
talk. I just want to be there to protect you anyway.
oh really?
Yeah, anyone within 5 feet when the mirror's active that isn't you has to be could get sucked in. That's the whole point of it being active.
No, it's well, anyone within 30 feet. It says.
I thought it said 5 feet.
No, you have to be within 5 feet to activate the mirror, and you have to be within 5 feet to talk to anyone you can see through it. But the sucking range seems—it's the third paragraph in the description. It's 30 feet away.
It sees its reflection.
But you could also not look.
Yeah, so you definitely, I assume you'd be looking away.
But
Yeah.
But no,
Okay.
like you don't have to activate the mirror to talk to people, because the second last paragraph, while within 5 feet, you can use an action, not to say a command
Oh,
word,
right, yeah, to just...
call out
Yeah,
a
we
phone
use
number.
the other one to. Yeah. Okay.
We're just talking to them. We don't need to activate it. So we can all crowd around and just say cell number 3, and we're good to talk.
I just hope one of their names isn't one of those command words.
Contestant number
Yeah.
3.
Alright, so you bring up the third cell.
Or Corbin can't help himself, and he just says the command word to get us all sucked in there.
Or
The
cell number 2, I guess. Sorry, but
It's a
whatever.
fitting end.
Yeah, I was gonna say the third cell is empty.
Right,
The
sorry, I
second
misremembered.
cell
Yeah, gnome is in 2.
would once again reveal the gnome.
I'm the gnome.
He
No,
says,
we are back.
"Yes. Now, could you please let me out of here?"
Have we met before? I believe I recognize you from Isik.
He says, "No, I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know. Just let me out of here."
Are you a hermit who doesn't like people bothering them?
He says, "I am the great and powerful Iranye Hollowhand of the Shadowfell. That is all you need to know. Other than that, I will reward you greatly for my release."
Do I trust him or know that name?
You probably don't know who he is. You can give me well, I guess you're not. Yeah, you could be looking at him. So give me a insight.
Sure. Let's take that up.
We should have, guidance the shit out of you, but
You
never mind.
you don't know if
Jesus.
you trust him.
So,
He might be lying.
How did you come to be trapped? That is the sort of thing that it is important to know when freeing people from binding artifacts, as you may well be aware.
How? These stupid cultists caught me off guard with the mirror. It's a bit embarrassing, but it's all in the past now. I just need to be let free.
were you trading with them, or were they just showed up to your house? How did that happen?
He says, "I've been in contact with them, and I thought we were on neutral grounds. The reasoning isn't important. Come now.
Well-
We can all be reasonable. I have
Yeah,
gold,
Obviously, they didn't like you very much, but
pale
I'm just
coin,
trying to-
gems. What do you all want?"
I want you to just tell us what we want and be amenable, or you can just stay in there.
I've told you. What else do you want me to say?
I would like to know what it is you do that you would have standing to treat with these cultists on neutral grounds.
Well, I do a lot of magical studies, all right? So it needs me to...
Really?
And you saw fit to have contact with cultists? Do you understand what these people do with their magical studies?
Says yes, they have interesting magical recipes and rituals that I find could be useful to me. Unfortunately, they were
What is
not
your area of
trustworthy.
expertise? What is your area of expertise? Are you
I can do many different types of magics. He says, I do a lot of studies in illusion magics, as well as some in necromancy, evocations. I have interests all over.
oh, my I was wondering if there was a particular like school that you have focused on, because it is a point of interest for myself. Unfortunately, my interests seem to be very scattered. Unfortunately, I'm not focused like some of us.
He says that
But
is
your school, you said necromancy, like soul magic or resurrections.
yes, that is correct. The study of life magics as well as undeath and the using of necrotic energies to do various things.
Can you bring someone back?
He says, "No, I'm not one who can resurrect, unless you want them brought back as a zombie, which is easy enough,
Hmm.
or a
And then I think
skeleton
that
if we remove their flesh."
And Vlad kind of looks over at Corvin.
So come on, let me out of here already.
Perhaps we should. I think we should wait, and then perhaps we can remit him to the custody of the pyre later.
Oh, just one
Custody?
second.
What? What do you mean custody? He says, "I assume
then
you're." Oh, all right,
Not even listening to it. Just go to an empty cell.
all right.
I don't trust this guy. Throwing that out there.
I don't trust him or like
maybe
him.
we should probably release him, but he's going to be a bitch because he's going to be all like magical and stuff. So
Why?
Well-
Yeah, why let him out? He's just he's
Pyre can
a
have-
necromancer.
Well, I figure that once we're done here, the pyre can have this. They can have the mirror, and they can deal with it.
Oh yeah, good idea.
that's true. We can give them the information, but yeah, that's fine.
But for now, yes, I think he
so
stays in
who's next? Who's next? Let's see.
Next open one.
We could look at the Shadow Elf. Shadow Elf. That's next in line. Shadow Elf. He looks shadowy.
Which shadow elf? There's two of them.
Cell 4.
All right. So you open cell 4. I do have a picture for him. For him, I just have to hide the name.
Oh, the data. Gotcha.
Metagaming from metadata.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry, Trey. I was considering some pro-social metagaming and going to you first, but
No. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
Really?
I don't like to participate in the first hour or so. I like to warm up.
Oh, well, that didn't work. Well, anyway, so you would bring him back up. He would smile and say, "Friends, I can tell
Oh, no,
you're
no,
not
no.
cultists."
No, not cultists. And I think you don't like the cultists very much.
Not much, no. So, do you think you can release me? I'm guessing you maybe stole the mirror from them or killed them or...
Yeah, oh no, we kicked our butt. It was very good. It was a very enjoyable ass kicking up until the end. When the end kind of sucked. But yes. But question. How did you get in the mirror?
Well, my name is Elias. I was put in the mirror because I was attacking the cultists. And I did not know they had a mirror that could do that. Much to my chagrin.
Did you like invade the keep or run into a camp, or did this like
No, it was kind of embarrassing. They jumped me in a cave, and when I went to attack them, there was a flash, and I was in here.
Oh, I have to ask you this. Where was the location of the cave? Because we may know what you're talking about.
The mountain ranges to the north of here. It's pretty high up in the peaks. I don't know if I'm doubting you've been there.
Was that where I showed up? that was out of play. My accent. Was that where Vlad showed up?
No, you showed up in the lair of the whatever it was
south.
called. That was to the southwest of here.
Gotcha.
How on the level is this guy?
He seems very charismatic. You can give me an insight check if you want.
I think
I
I'm
think
22?
you
You
I
get
guess
the
I should do an insight check too.
so Corvin. You would let's see. You get the feeling he's not telling you everything. He seems like he's glossing over things in his story. But other than that, you don't detect any outright dishonesty.
So
Mostly true. Perhaps a few things left out.
He thinks for
Who
a
do you work
moment.
for?
I don't really have an employer. I'm sort of a independent contractor, perhaps.
Oh, very well. But in a place like this, even if you have no employer, do you have enemies, perhaps, other than, of course, the cultists at this point?
Enemies. Well, I definitely have people who don't like me.
sometimes that's the
Your
best way to
situation
find
may
out
be
if you're
maybe a little
betrayal.
bit.
I mean, if I'm honest, people avoid me for the most part, he says. I mean, I just kind of keep to myself, and the people kind of, leave me be and let me do my thing. At least until these cultists came and captured me.
Why were you in those mountains? Fighting them.
Says, oh, well,
Was there a reason?
I live up there. I'm a bit of a hermit.
Do I believe that too? Or do you want me to roll again?
So yeah, you think you believe he's being honest. Again, you get the feeling though there's something he's not telling you about
Yeah.
all this.
How do you
'Cause
live up in the mountains by yourself when
it seems-
the land here makes you go crazy?
Yeah, there's that, and it does seem odd to you that the cultist would bother being there, bother having the mirror with him. This guy doesn't look very intimidating. Like, you think they would just kill him or beat him up and put him in chains. I mean, the assassin guy has a bunch of weaponry. This guy is literally like wearing normal clothes. Whereas the other guys in here, like, there's a demon, there's like a bunch of powerful wizards, and there's this rando who looks like he came out of like a village somewhere.
Well, in any case, I am inclined to believe your story, but I hope you will bear with us. Be a little patient. As you understand, freeing someone from an artifact like this, it is something to be approached with caution. Yes?
One last thing. Is there anything that you know about the other people who are trapped in the mirror with you? You probably don't, but...
Says, no, I only see a bunch of mist around me, and finally you guys popped in. But other than that, it's pretty boring in here.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
We'll have to endure the boredom for a while longer. But
Says, how long, do you know how long I've been in here? Doesn't seem like I've been in here that long, actually.
Like, literally no idea.
Okay.
No idea.
Well,
Do they use like dates in the Shadowfell?
Yeah, I mean, they have the same dates as as Gaian.
Well, when were you trapped?
Was trapped around 1040 of the 13th cycle.
1040.
Well,
Oh,
you have
that's,
that is some time, my friend. Your
Oh.
captivity has taken much from you.
Hmm.
I'm glad to inform you.
That's unfortunate. Says, well, if you let me out soon, I would be very appreciative.
Indeed, it is my hope that we can do so. But
yes. You have been
you could
very
not
polite and
realize
very
that.
patient. Thank you very much.
He nods.
all right.
We will be right back, probably very shortly for you. And 1 second, click. I'll put it to an empty cell.
Okay.
He's
So,
definitely not telling us
Why
something. But
is
he
he
seems
giving me the creepy creeps? Like, that's just creepy. That's
I-
just
I am tempted to believe that he won't harm us or do anything wrong, but there's definitely something that he is not saying. Perhaps we can ask one of the if the pyre knows if he's in fact that old. Perhaps someone might know him. I don't know.
Indeed.
true.
Do you guys know if you age in the mirror?
You do not.
You do not.
Oh, okay.
So
I was gonna say.
it is the fact that he is a
Too bad
prisoner
that
does
we
not
don't
mean
have
he is
any
not.
souls to like interrogate or something that would know. But
The
we didn't
fact,
really take very many prisoners, so
the mere fact that he is a prisoner makes him interesting, but it does not mean he is not entitled to some secrets. It may be that yes, he has worthwhile things to hide, but they are not actually nefarious or contrary to our plans.
that is true. And
I
the
think-
sooner we let them out, the less they think pissy things about us. So that is
I am not so
possibly-
concerned with that. If they are likely to be offended, well, hopefully they are the sort for whom offense does not immediately translate to murder. And if they are, then we will deal with it. And
that's true.
I think Corvan is right. It is worthwhile to consult with the pyre before taking any action.
Should
but-
we get the pyre here now, or do you want to move on to the last two?
I had thought about that. We could. Do we want civil here?
I am
I do think this
not
involves
so
them,
sure I trust them. It certainly does involve them, but I would rather not involve them immediately, just in case we find something where our interests do not align. As they are our allies, and we owe each other much, but I would still like to preserve room to maneuver, if it is necessary.
I'll trust your.
Okay.
I'll trust your judgment.
All right. There's one guy I kind of liked his look. He had the. He had
Go in order.
the fashion
It's better that
sense.
way.
The Val guy, because I like everyone whose name starts with a V. So
Well, let us open the cell. The next occupied one, whichever it is.
yes, that is going to be Val. Val something is really long name, didn't catch it.
All right.
But Val. So
So-
we will open up Val.
So you bring up his cell. Once again, he is standing there in front of you.
All right, sorry for the delay, though I don't know if you actually felt the delay or not. I don't know how that works. But
It's
hello.
okay. I knew you would be back.
Yes. Couple of questions. First off, how did you get put into the mirror?
My companions and I came here to do research. We were ambushed by these cultists. I was the only survivor. I managed to do quite a bit of damage to them before they were able to capture me and put me in this mirror.
Ah, I see that you are a caster. I am a caster too. So, are there any schools that you particularly enjoy? You said you did the research, so I'm assuming you were researching this place.
I am the astral interpreter for the expert council of the Navorian Collective. I am a representative of the College of Divination.
Arcana or nature knowledge might give you some info when he says the Navorian Collective.
How about both?
Then you can use either. It's the same roll anyway.
There you go.
You know that is basically the name of the High Elf Empire that is pretty far away from the Teruvian Empire. Far beyond the mountains to the north, beyond like a bunch of swamplands and forests. The elves claim their territory kind of separate from most of the other known civilized lands. There are a few high elves that make their way down to the Teruvian lands and to the Dwarven, which I should use names, the Drogoth Empire. But yeah, for the most part, the elves keep to themselves, and they have a weird little interesting grouping up there.
When he said astral, is that the reason why I know who that is? Because they do realm hopping also?
You know who is?
The
Collective.
the Elven Collective group places.
Well, you would know who they are probably because their group existed in past cycles. So it's possible you ran into their empire in the past. They're one of several empires that has persisted between the cataclysms. The High Elves they're an older race that generally stays pretty close knit. Kind of xenophobic, then and now. That's what you would.
I'm sorry,
go ahead.
you've been standing there with a blank look on your face for a little while. Is there someone more intelligent I could speak with?
Oh,
Intelligent, perhaps
that
not,
hurts.
but
Sorry.
I can make an effort.
No, I kind
said
of
you-
like you. I kind of like you, but no.
You said you were here to investigate what precisely?
Well, I was here to update our star charts, but our group was here to investigate a strange disturbance that we sensed through our divination. Unfortunately, I am stranded here as my companion, who is capable of planar travel, was killed in the ambush.
Damn it. All right. So next question. What do you know the year of the present calendar of the land you're in?
I do not know. As my understanding of devices
on,
like this is that time passes without me experiencing it.
Yes, but we were
If
wondering
it helps-
what it was when you were put in.
If it helps, I was captured on the 78th of autumn in the year 1157 of the 13th cycle.
So
Oh.
it has not been too long.
No, you've lost a little time, but not like a lot. So you're
Oh.
you're great.
Yeah,
It is fine. I've traveled through the Feywild. I've lost a lot of time in my life.
Oh, you've done the Feywild? That is not a fun place to travel through. You get problems.
The stars there are beautiful.
I'm sure they are. Well,
Huh.
let us. And if you.
You don't really sense any lies coming from him, Sim.
And if you. And we.
Oh, I have a good one.
you, what is it you would pursue? Do you simply seek a way to return to the collective? Because that may be difficult, but not entirely beyond a little effort.
I do seek to return to the material plane, but I have not finished my research here. I would like to find the source of the disturbance so I could report back to my superiors.
Disturbance.
Actually, one moment before you continue. I just need to ask you something. I sent you a Roll20 message.
Right. Okay.
All right, so let me amend that a little. Sim, you get the feeling he is not telling you everything with your 24.
Right.
But continue. Like, there might be more to his trip besides just the stars.
Well, there is all manner of affairs happening here that might register as a disturbance to those capable of interplanar divinations. I could take you on a grand tour of the ones we have seen. Nothing less than the freeing and possible resurgence of a Shadow Lord, a necrotic ritual that wiped most of a city off a map. Well, I suppose the structures were not so
dear.
damaged, but a variety of other activities and entities, and also apparently a powerful wizard of some kind trapped in the void behind a seal of a Nightwalker whom we destroyed. I am currently attempting to investigate some of these things, and
So since Val is so awful at deception, when you mention the Shadow Lord, you would notice that they have a look of recognition on their face.
so, depending on what the thrust of your investigation is, our activities might very well collide, either in a friendly manner or not so much.
We would like it to be friendly, honestly.
Indeed, I would greatly prefer this. A true scholar is something that I would be greatly aided by in my efforts to learn more here, and if you were a friendly one, that would be all the better. But if you are
If you have
interested in
had
these affairs as
experience
well,
moving into different realms, I am also very interested for personal reasons. But
it is
yes.
But if
I
you're
have-
interested in the matter of oppose ours, that is going to be a very immediate problem.
My interest is purely academic. As I said, I came to research and report back to my superiors.
Huh.
I think cutting out one of the ones that'll hurt us is going to be a lot more fun. But if you guys want to get this guy out, fine.
Well, how to put this? You have nobody else here who can assist you on this. Your group you traveled with is gone.
I am afraid I saw them all die.
Ah,
Can you
my
expand upon the
condolences.
nature of the disturbance that you why exactly are you here?
There was a. You seem reasonably trustworthy. There was a rift between the material plane and this plane. We believe that rift was caused by a powerful being from here.
Oh. Vlad looks completely clueless. Like, oh yeah, that's right.
It tracks.
So, hey, did you guys do that?
Possibly. Chiron, a sage of our knowing, said that there was likely something that had transpired when the tribe defeated Shadow Lord on Gaian, and some part of him has to have made this passage. So it may have been that. It may have been any number of other things. We know they are trafficking in powerful void energies or necrotic energies as part of whatever it is the cult is doing here.
Oh,
It is unclear.
that sounds bad. Val, you would like there to not be giant rifts into the material plane, correct?
Yes, my leaning is toward balance. Chaos of this sort is too dangerous. It needs to be quashed.
There is one other candidate for a powerful rift that you may have heard of. It may not be acting of Shadow Lord. There is another entity, perhaps, that could be responsible for what you have detected. But I am inclined to be much more friendly to this than I am to Shadow Lord. And I have some desire to protect information about her.
I see.
Yeah.
If it eases your mind at all, I am specifically here to investigate the Shadow Lord, nothing more. Although again, I would like to finish updating my star charts for my own studies.
So you have a
But-
mission and
Sadly,
secondary mission is starters.
those bastards destroyed my spyglass. I don't suppose you have one.
A spyglass? I do not carry such a thing. You might be able to acquire one. We have an extensive group of allies here. It is the sort of thing an army might carry somewhere.
Do we have this?
I
No,
do.
we don't.
No, it's not something that's common.
Very well. Then well, this
Sadly, no.
This is
For one
proposal,
thing, right?
the group here, the tribe, has presently a bit of issue getting back to material plane as well. We have more reasonable avenues to explore, and an artifact that may simply solve problem for us, but it is complicated. In any case,
if-
while we are here,
If you do not possess the ability to travel between planes, how did you get here?
it is as you said. For us, the member of our group who had ability to do so has recently deceased, and we are looking into recovering this ability.
I just woke up here.
Yes, we have also gathered allies as we traveled in Shadowfell.
It is a long, very long story, but yes.
But in any case, we are going to be here at least a short while we work out whatever issue we have with planar travel. I would be
But
happy to offer.
you have had experience with planar travel, just not able to do it right now.
I am. My focus of study has not been on interplanar travel, although I have watched my companion do it enough where I feel like I am close to being able to do it.
Indeed. Well, if you would like, I would be happy to offer you what assistance we can offer as we can offer it. If in return you would assist with the researches we are conducting here. Because I tell you, I grew up in a library, but I am no scholar myself, and some of the questions I am looking into are beyond me, as it were.
That is very interesting. I would love to hear more about that.
Well,
I'm not the best at reading people, but I feel like this guy's probably fine.
Val, we're going to change titles for just a minute, and then we will come back. Are you okay? We'll be right back. Because we wish to discuss if it would be okay to bring you into the fold.
I see. Well, I
'Cause
understand.
we want to do this on the sly, as it were. So it'll be good.
If you must.
All right, 1 second. 1 second. And it may literally be like 1 second to you. And then I will change the channel to an empty cell and go, okay. Val looks like he could be useful.
Any caster is dangerous, but a scholar is one I could make use of.
Doesn't seem to be a threat.
Well, no, I think he could blow us up. I think that's totally like a possibility, but
Yeah, but he didn't seem
What?
like he was gonna do it.
what do you guys think? Like Titus, what's your opinion?
I think I'm not the best at reading people, but I mean he didn't seem like he wanted to hurt anybody. Just seemed like a nerd. But that's a lot of you guys.
Nerd.
As I have said, a wizard, or I don't know, a caster who is on the cusp of breaching interplanar travel, who is specialized as scholar, that is useful enough that I am willing to take risks that it might
That
entail.
sounds like really, really useful. I'm just saying.
Indeed.
So,
I
As I said.
would like to go home.
Well,
so anyone say no?
I don't think so. Let us do this.
All right, let us do this. All right. You ready? All right. I am going to click it back to him and click.
All right.
Wow.
That was very quick.
Like less than like a minute. So Would you be willing to work with us? We will give you some resources. We will help you out, but you will help us out with the whole like, getting out of here and figuring out what the hell to do kind of thing. Does that sound like a good plan to you?
Indeed.
There may also be some requisite fighting through armies of cultists. We just did it, so we likely won't have to do it again soon, but I'll have you know, we are in Shadowfell and we are opposing Shadow Lords, so there is some danger.
As I am quite adept at defending myself, as my continuing existence can attest.
Fair enough.
Well, that's true.
In that case,
You pissed him off enough to put you in a mirror, so that's pretty good.
it seemed polite to mention it. In any case, Thuvna.
All right. One last thing to let you know. I don't know about you guys, but we are in
Right.
a fort that we helped take over.
As you say Thuvna, you would suddenly disappear and reappear in front of the mirror.
Oh, and there you are. There you are. Yes. If anyone to ask who you're with, just say the tribe, and it will all be fine.
The tribe.
The tribe. Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes, we should perhaps investigate the remaining prisoners. Although,
Can I just?
stand if
I'm
you
sorry, Lou. Can I check to see if I have heard of the tribe? Noting that I've got this.
Okay.
Let's see.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that would probably be more local. Well, maybe like a history check.
I mean, Val was wandering around here a little bit ago, but unclear.
Well, I don't know.
think I would have arrived here.
I don't know if you were in the Teruvian Empire, so you might not have, like, unless you want to be related to one of the high elves they encountered in the past, or have some relation to one of them.
No, I was really just thinking if their reputation has grown to the point where
It's gone to the collective. Actually, give me a just a intelligence roll. I'll even give you advantage. You may have heard something. There is rumored that the tribe is responsible for banishing the Shadow Lord back to the Shadowfell. You learned of this while doing study on the Shadow Lord. One of the more recent Shadow Lords was defeated by them, supposedly.
Yes, I do believe I have heard of you. At some point when we are all done here, I would love to get your autographs.
Depending on what you have heard, the tribe has seen people come and go. I think Beryl is the only one who has faced perhaps the sorts of things that there might actually be stories about.
She has many stories, but she's a little quiet right now. One of our companions unfortunately passed recently.
I suppose you know something of grief given your story.
Beryl's probably taking care of her wyvern right now.
But
Well, in any case.
But next thing that we may need your help on. We have other people who are trapped in the mirror, but not all of them seem to be as what's the word? Trustworthy. Yes.
Let's release one of the other ones for fun.
Well, perhaps I can.
Let's not release the demon one. That would be bad.
Perhaps I can help you with that. Who would you want to release next? Who are you considering?
Well, there were
The gnome offered a lot of stuff.
The gnome was also probably a big old fat liar, but
Well, I could swear the name sounds familiar. I believe at least if he is not the gnome we saw in Isik, he is.
ever heard of a gnome named Hollow Hand?
I'm guessing I would not have.
That name, I believe, if it is not the same.
Give me an untrained intelligence check.
Totally heard of him.
So there is a gnome that your college kind of knew and traded with called Hollowhand, a blue-haired gnome. Supposed to be some kind of master wizard. That was a long time ago, though.
I will share that.
Very well.
Master Wizard.
That is
So-
how the gnome who interrupted the summit in Asik introduced or described himself as well.
And he did
Please,
business with you. He does business with like everyone. It seems like. What's up with that?
please don't be alarmed. I am going to cast some magic now. For those of you who have not seen that before, it might be a little bit concerning, disturbing. First, I'm just going to cast.
Oh, that's right. You have been You don't have any of your spells up. Oh my goodness. Yes. Please pick up your protectives.
First, I'm doing that, and then next, I'm going to cast Augury,
Okay.
and I am going to ask, and that gets me my first level spell slot back. And I'm going to ask if it's if they release the gnome, what the result will be.
All right. Okay. You release the gnome. What will the result be?
This is not the Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
Release the gnome.
It's much less intimidating.
Not if the gnome's a master wizard. That could be a big
Well,
Deal.
that's true. He could be a Kraken. He could polymorph. Yeah.
All right. So I have to answer cryptic, I think. Let me see.
No, it's just wheel, woe.
Wheel and
This
woe
isn't
or-
divination.
Oh,
Wheel, woe, or shrug.
Or both. Well, both or nothing are both information. That's relevant.
That's true. That's true.
okay. So you would get a both.
Yeah,
Okay.
wheel and woe, of course. Well,
It appears this would be a mixed bag, as the saying goes.
I could
Oh.
swear. I am inclined almost to release him just from the interaction we had in Isik. That gnome was irritable and irritating, but he was not violent and
Oh, I
was
could
true to his
stand-
word as far as it went. So
I
if
can
there are-
stand right in range, and if he comes out and does anything, I could just stab him a whole bunch of times.
Master Wizard, it tends to be a bad day if they once they get their momentum going. You know. But we could just do this. This is the plan. If we release the gnome, this is the plan. We release the gnome and go. We want nothing from you. Have a good day. You may go on your way. And just
Why release
back
him? He's
away.
gonna give us all kinds of stuff.
No, he's not gonna give us all the kind of stuff.
Well, leave him in there. What's he worth to us?
So my inclination to release him is because he may be able to tell us more about how to get off this plane. Because if he is in fact the wizard I saw in Isik, then he is certainly capable of interplanar travel.
Yeah, but we already don't trust him. He's not gonna help us.
Yeah. Oh.
Ask him if he's got a scroll of
Titus,
something.
you are yourself a clear, shining example of how one does not need a foundational, soul-breaching trust to benefit from an alliance, or even some other arrangement. When we freed you, when we first met, you were still an unknown quantity, but circumstances were such that it made sense, not if not to trust you at least, to do what we could. And I do not think it is unreasonable that the gnome might well be the same. And even untrustworthy advice is still information that we might learn something from, even if we cannot apply it directly. I am inclined to free him, in part because I am not inclined to keep prisoners unless they are obviously demonic or some such.
No, not all demons are. No, that's not really true. All
He's a
demons are
smarter
kind of
man than
dick.
me, so I'll
But
trust
not
your
all
judgment.
people with horns are bad, though. So I'm just saying. So
Indeed. But well, Vel, it was your spell. How do you interpret this? Do you think it? How does one read Wheel and Woe from this spell?
You muted, Val?
Oh no, I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
he contemplates more.
I think most likely what it means is that we can get something good out of this, but it will cost us.
Oh, boy. It always seems to be that way.
I am fine with this. There are costs I am willing to pay, and if there are not, then I do not think the consequences will be so dire. The last time we
All right,
confronted
well, I mean,
a
we could
wizard
ask-
hollowhead, he simply departed.
We could ask for a single thing. Say we were going to release you no matter what. But if it would be in your, it would be if you would be so kind as to give us a scroll to get us back to the material plane. Does that seem like a reasonable request?
That
And then the music cuts out right then. Like Jesus, what the? All right.
I think he is unlikely to think favorably of being forced to treat from position of weakness as he is inside mirror.
He
Uh,
offered
That's
us
true. We
stuff.
should
He
release
offered
him
us
and then
anything.
say, "Hey, by the way, if you would, we release you. Just as a thing, could you give us a scroll of planar travel? Just say."
I'm just saying, from position of needing to bargain, we're at a position of power, which gives us,
Bargaining from position of strength is not always best.
There is the fact that we ultimately will have to release him at one point, and grudges are a thing.
Indeed.
So
You guys are way nicer than me.
No, it is just that he may be more powerful than we are, and he is unlikely to honor a deal that he feels he was coerced into.
I have been turned into a toad before. It was not pleasant. Just saying. Just saying.
Who else have we not heard from? Corvan, do you have any feeling on this gnome?
I think we should do everything else first.
That is fair. We have time, at least. Who else do we
By
have?
the way, Val, we've also talked to another elf, a shadow elf, named Elias, who is kind of creepy. He's in there because he killed a bunch of them, which sounds familiar. But he does not look like he's a warrior or a wizard or anything. He's just this guy, just a dude, just there.
I see. I'm assuming I have not heard of Elias.
Give me a. Give me a. I guess give me a nature check.
Nature, interesting. Not really my area.
So, you haven't really heard of. The name seems odd to you. It sounds kind of elven, but also maybe not. It has. Yeah, it kind of has an elven ring to it. So, it would make some sense, but. Yeah, it's definitely not a common elven name.
He's been in there for about 17 years, is what he said. So. There is probably an assassin or thief or something, and then there's an old man with a blue cloak. Probably human, not 100% sure. So those are all the other people who are in there, other than a big demonic creature who was very insistent that we release him.
If if we're not sure about these people and we don't have that much information, maybe the military does. Why don't we just let them handle it? I mean, we're not
Well-
going to get anything out of it, like you said. So
Yes, but look, we've gotten a lovely ally so far. I'm just saying. But yeah,
Perhaps some merit in
you're
at least investigating the people in there without the pyre here. Yes, as you said, goals might not fully align.
well, I think we may be pushing our luck to try to find. I'm not sure what to do here. I'll be perfectly frank. Maybe we should pull in the intelligence officer for whatever.
Can we at least examine the remaining prisoners first?
Sure.
Yes.
All right. Who are you
we have
examining? Or go
We
ahead.
have the Pokey Pokey Dagger Candle guy and the old dude in the full blue coat.
All right. So which one do you want to talk to?
Let's just go in order. Carrying weapons is not a crime.
Shadakai Elf it is. I wish to open up cell number 8.
Okay.
Hello, we are back. We are trying to determine whether you're going to instantly try to kill everyone here or what. So, if you could, we would like you to give us a story about how you got stuck in the mirror.
Lad, you are a terrible interrogator, but it will have to do.
He says, first, I must ask. You are not cultists.
That is correct. We have slain rather many of them at this point.
Oh yeah.
He says, and who do you ally with?
The Midnight Pyre, more or less.
I see. Well, all I can tell you a little bit about why I'm here. I was captured after I killed someone important to the Shadow, the Children of Shadow. And they decided rather than killing me, it might be useful to keep me around as a bargaining chip. Or possibly to, I don't know. I don't know what they intended to do with me, but
Chip for who?
Indeed, what is your affiliation then?
He says, I have given my oath not to reveal who I work for.
Oh,
That is
one of those things.
interesting.
But I will say I am no friend to the Children of Shadow. I don't work for the Pyre, or for anyone any of you have probably heard of, especially if you work for the Pyre.
Well,
Well, I'm going to ask you point blank. I'll look at him and go, okay. If we release you, do you plan on killing me, my friends, or any of the people in this immediate area who just killed all the cultists? Just straight up.
No, I do not have any contracts on any of you. There's no point in killing you.
That would make sense. No money in it, but yeah.
He says, but also, I have some respect for the Pyre. So beyond the professional, there is also respect for that group.
Do you have a name, a moniker?
Give me a persuasion check.
yeah.
If you release me, I will give you my name. A deal for information, or at least
Well, that makes sense.
a name I'm known by. My real name wouldn't
Actually-
matter much to you.
We could trade information because you may know things that we don't know that you know that you don't know. Hello, actually, let's simplify things. What was the year and date that you were stuck in there?
He thinks. He says, I believe it was was winter of 1155.
Oh. Well, you're not completely out of date. Been a couple of years, just to let you know.
He nods. He says, it figures. I don't know what they were saving me for, but I guess I should be happy I'm still alive.
Well, if he is not likely to kill us and he is not an agent of the cultists, then
That is true.
Yeah. I am generally inclined to free him and wash my hands of it.
Yes.
Although
though,
I suppose the pyre might be upset with us for releasing an assassin of unknown affiliation to roam freely about the region.
The assassin's got to make a living too, sort of.
Do I
No.
recognize him at all, or his demeanor or anything like that?
Oh, that's a good
Seems
point.
like-
You worked for the
seems
church,
like-
huh?
Yeah, it seems like a thing that he seems like somebody
Um,
who at least used to be in my wheelhouse. I don't know.
Do you have anything that would... You haven't seen him before personally. Give me an intelligence check
Sure.
and see if there's something on him that
He
might...
does have a look.
Oh. So you do notice there are several scars on his face that are mostly covered up by his mask and his kind of cloth covering on the top of his head. You believe this is an infamous assassin known as Vastille.
And from what I
who
know,
went
he's
missing.
At least like, yeah. But
Yeah,
do I know of him as being a good professional assassin who does the job and like isn't messy, or is he
he is. Well, you have hunted him before back when you worked for the church. You never caught him, but he's definitely, he doesn't kill for no reason, but he is also very cold.
Yep.
And you've known him to be a bit messy, we'll say. You cleaned up after several of his hits, and it was not pretty. Kind of cold, very calculating. Not necessarily like psychotic, like he doesn't kill for no reason. If that makes sense.
yes?
Do you want to say anything? Or you're just going to kind of keep it to yourself.
For right now, I'll keep it myself.
Okay. So what? Yeah. So what else are you going to ask him? I guess Vlad.
I have an odd question. Have you heard of a shadow elf named Elias, who kind of is a hermit, lives off in the mountains?
Elias.
Is
He
kind
thinks
of
for a
creepy.
moment. I can't say I do. My apologies.
It's been like 17 years since he disappeared. Kind of.
Vlad, you will note that I can't say I do does not mean he does not know anything.
Oh no,
You know-
but you know.
I am saying that we are unlikely to learn more without applying coercion, which I do not wish to.
Oh no, I'm not gonna. No, we're not doing that. I mean, that would be rude. All right. Give us a moment. Give us a moment. Yeah. Is there anything anybody else wishes to say, or are you whatever? Because we're going to ponder.
He just nods and he says, "You know where I'll be," and he kind of kneels back down.
Well, that's very true. All right, one moment, and then I'll click to an empty cell.
It would make sense to let the pyre know if we are going to release him, but again, I see no value in keeping him imprisoned.
feel like we definitely
Does
need
anyone
to
recognize him, or anything we should know? Or he seems not trustworthy. That seems the wrong word. Seems like he won't instantly kill everyone, which is always a plus.
Say the only downside I see at the moment is that if we do release him and tell the Pyre, they're not going to be happy with us.
Don't think we should release him unless we talk to them, or just never tell them and he'll disappear.
Gotcha. Well,
I know this man.
is
I believe.
it worthwhile having a favor from an assassin that is so scary they put him in a dimensional prison?
Wait, Corvin, you say you know this man?
I believe so.
Oh,
He's an assassin.
does he
As
eat
you said.
souls?
He looks super cool.
What a badass.
Well, he is definitely not a good man. Killed many, very messily, but unlikely to come here unless accosted. So they should either be warned, or he should be warned to not meet anybody in the halls, because
So if we release him, he needs to get the hell out of Dodge.
likely yes. Now, does he deserve to be trapped in there? I don't know. Should he be trapped somewhere? Maybe.
Being trapped really sucks. Though I have to say, for the extra-dimensional prison, the no time thing is a little weird, but...
Again, part of my reason for wanting to empty the mirror is I would like to be able to use this mirror.
Can't we use it with people in there?
We can, but it will be easier to use the more people we are able to free from it.
Yes. But we are not releasing the demon, right?
No, I am not planning to release the demon until we have prepared the circle and all manner of research to ensure we can defeat it.
My
And
only
more or
There's,
less
concern-
there's
permanently.
a demon in there?
Something that
Oh,
certainly
he's-
looks very demonic.
My biggest concern actually with releasing the assassin is if he can't get out without getting caught, aren't we just gonna have people killed then? Because
Well, that's
Oh.
That
Yes,
is why
that's-
I agree with Corvin. We should talk to the Pyre and see what they say about this Vestial.
did I
and,
miss that part?
well. So I think
Well, no,
those
I
are
mean,
the
it'd be easy if we want him to get out. We just release him, cast invisibility, he runs away, and then that's the end of the day.
Yes. If you just want to free the man and let him go about his deadly business, then we should
Oh.
do so and then make sure he leaves.
I don't want
I
to
mean,
release an assassin and then turn him invisible in front of us.
crappy assassin, or is he like one of those, he's like the assassin that everybody is like, oh, I want to be like that guy. It's
Well,
like,
he's very effective and likely won't kill anybody if he can help it that isn't on the target list, but the targets are very messy.
By the looks of him, I kind of want to be that guy. He's cool shit.
Titus is developing a little bit of like a man crush on that guy. Man, he just keeps thinking about him. He's like, wait, what? Oh, sorry, guys.
Well,
All right,
I've
well-
seen some of the messes he's left, and it's not pretty. Or
Again, if it is a question of justice, I am more inclined to trust the Pyre who have lived here and know more of
Right.
this.
my days of justice,
that's
my days of justice or judging are behind me. I just
Indeed, I
to
am
help.
not inclined to judge anyone. So, but it does make sense, merely from standpoint of not causing problems for ourselves later, to talk to Pyre before releasing this one. So onward. Next prisoner.
Oh, yeah, okay. This one makes me even more nervous in some respects than that creepy shadow elf. So
Wait,
this guy's going to
someone
be
listen.
blue. So here we go.
Wait, for
I
someone.
wish to open cell number 12.
Okay. Cell number 12. All right. So once again, you are confronted by the older looking gentleman. His arms are crossed. And he's looking out at you. Does not say anything. He says, no matter how many times you bother me, I will not talk.
Oh, that right there is a good sign. Chicotes that caught you are dicks, all right?
He seems a
Indeed,
bit surprised. He says, "Wait, you are not with the Children of Shadow."
Indeed not. The cultists in the fort have been slain, although some likely escaped. It was something of a battle.
I see.
Yes, people were lost, but the victory was found. So
He says, "Who are you then?"
Well, the battle was largely fought by forces of the Midnight Pyre. We are travelers from Material Plane, and some local allies. We've been known as Tribe.
He says, "Oh, well, then I suppose we could be friends." He says, "I am Xerxes."
Ah,
Oh,
yes. I heard you whispering in my mind through the Nightwalker that we slew. I had worried you would be trapped forever.
He says, "I was as well, but apparently you found me."
Ah, indeed. I
He
am
says,
glad
"So
that
you are the
slave-
ones who were fighting the Nightwalker then?"
Yes, the large, horrifying magical creatures are more what we are inclined to fight, or more able to than Midnight Pyre. Midnight Pyre are much better at dealing with armed fortifications. It was a fortuitous combination, as it turned out.
He says, "Well, I'm glad to see that you all survived the battle."
We did not fall. One was slain. One of us.
yes, it was not perfect, unfortunately.
I don't suppose you know anything about whatever it is the Nightwalker does to prevent resurrections.
He says, "I don't know much other than they used a ritual to try to drain my life force, and instead it forced me into the void, which is how the creature was spawned." He says, "Luckily, I was able to somewhat free myself, but unfortunately, I was then trapped in this mirror. The Nightwalker would have been one way out, but now that you found me, you can just release me."
Indeed.
Yes, just a few questions because this is a little stressful, the whole thing. First off, do you plan on killing us and everyone in this building when you get released?
He says, "I wasn't planning on it, though you never know." Of course, joking,
Well,
he says.
That's totally true. I can't. I mean, no, don't say it that way. I mean, say like, yeah. And I am going to go out on a limb here and say you are a spellcaster.
I am. Actually, those with Arcana, a DC 25 check might reveal something about this guy.
Not quite. Heyo.
Oh,
Then this guy was in your head?
Oh, what? Someone actually made it? Damn it.
We got a
Someone
stage.
actually made it. Val, of course, freaking made it.
We've got a stage.
I should have substituted in my portent there to make sure I made it, but that's fine.
All right.
Kinda
Let me
wanna
whisper you
for fun.
something.
I need to get rid of my
Okay.
guidance. I keep casting with guidance. I gotta stop doing that.
Woohoo!
That sounds like a good thing. Oh God.
Stop knowing stuff.
Interesting.
We finally have someone who has
Interesting.
intelligence.
I really want to know now. Usually I'm cool with being kept in the dark. Now I'm just jealous.
I
there's a
would
reason-
tell you, but
there was a-
I'm just standing there with my mouth open.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason I want to whisper it. Give you the chance to not say anything.
Like Vlad looks over at Val and like,
Well, you don't know Val knows anything.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, sure, sure.
okay.
All right. Okay, a couple of quick questions because we have a few casters with us. Is there a particular area that you are really good at for instance? Like planar travel, resurrecting the dead, things like that?
Says, I don't have any divine magics. I can't call for the dead to return. That's not my field. But I do have extensive abilities in all the arcane schools. If you wish to travel through the planes, I can help you. In fact, I will offer that service if you release me. I would just have to get my tuning forks. Assuming they're still there, he says, kind of annoyed sounding.
But like,
you have valuable.
That is what my companion used to cast the spell.
It's required, he says, unless you find a spot where the veil between worlds is weakened.
Where were your tuning forks last you saw them?
He says there are a couple of places I might find some. Do you wish to travel to... I assume you want to go to Gaian. You seem like that would be your place of origin.
Indeed. I do not wish to depart immediately, as there are affairs to wrap up here, but currently we do not have an easy way back, so...
He says, well, if you release me from this place, I shall offer that service.
When you flip the channel? I was
No,
glad. For a second.
And I give you my word, I will not attack you or anyone else here unless it is in self-defense.
that is fine. Vlad, with a big old look of hope, goes, let me, sir. You would not happen to have ever been or know of a place called, and I hate to say this, but I forgot to put the name of the plane or where his wife is. Did I just make that up?
Sure.
And you wouldn't happen to have ever heard of the plane of Mountainous Shadow?
He says, is that a... He says,
In Celestial, it is some weird phrase. And in Infernal, it is some other weird phrase. But all mean Mountainous Shadow.
what world is it part of? Or is it a world unto itself?
It is a world unto itself, I believe. The giants live there up in the upper mountains with dragons, and in the lower plains, horrible things stay in the shadow mist.
He
Some kind of
says,
primordial something.
could you type it out in chat?
Sure. I'm trying to remember where to put the blog on that.
This is the number of pocket worlds and alternate worlds is almost endless. I don't think I've heard of that one. But there are places you could go to try to find a way. Are you familiar with the City of Doors?
I have heard of it, and I've always wondered if I was going to end up there one day. But I have not have actually been there.
He nods and says that might be a place to start your search. It connects to many different worlds without having to plan or shift, and is a bit of a safer way to plane hop, especially if you don't know the location you're going to.
That is true. Actually, one of the things that I wish I could do is just send myself to a person or pull a person to me, but apparently that is even harder sometimes. I don't know how that works, but but the what was the name of that again? That was the Doors.
City of Doors.
City of Doors.
I forget its actual name, he says, but it's one of the pocket planes that is almost like a nexus for many different world travelers. Only the more powerful wizards use it, as it's a bit dangerous.
Oh, you seem like you have done much. Yes. I have to bow out for a moment. I cannot make a decision on this. I am too torn. My apologies, good sir.
He says, I shall wait.
I am happy to wizard. Again, I do not feel inclined to extort victims of the cult, and he has already offered us as much help as I could have hoped for.
I agree.
I
just didn't wanna
will
say it
change the
right.
channel to a empty cell, and then go. Okay, I really want to release this guy because he like knows stuff and the planar thing and all that. Like being nice to this person seems like a great idea for me, but I am incredibly biased.
No, I want to go home, so I'm gonna be
Indeed.
adamant about this. We should cut him loose.
Unless Val,
Does
Corval?
anyone have anything about him that we need to know, or any indication that he seems like horrible and creepy? Anything?
He seems like someone I have read about. Maybe not him specifically, but he seemed very much like a resident of Nightweather.
Who?
Tight weather. Huh.
Nightweather.
We pose. Huh.
Do any of you have arcane components or incense?
Only
Yes.
very in large quantities. Y4?
Do we need some?
I believe I can find out something about him that might be useful.
Okay. I'll hand over a pouch of 35 gold worth of arcane materials.
Oh, I'm sorry. I will need much more than that. About 250 gold worth.
Let's see.
That's a little more than I have.
You're gonna make me legend lore something? God damn it! All right.
Sorry.
Oh, it's fine if you want to do it. Just
Take a
I
look.
just have to
I-
think of something now.
I happen to have that spell prepared because I prepared spells that they would have been using for research.
I'll just quickly pop out a short book on Xerxes.
Sorry, you said 250?
Yes.
Very well.
Willing to pay double that now.
just to make your DM do more work. All right.
If possible, I would like for it to rhyme.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Now the DM's like, you know what? We should have just saved your ass for last.
Yeah. Are you gonna cast legend lore?
I will sit down and take 10 minutes, kneel down.
11 minutes. No, 20 minutes.
No, it's
10
not.
minutes plus.
It's not a ritual. I
Yeah,
have to.
it's
spend
just
a
10
slot
minutes.
for it.
Oh, it really is just a
Yeah.
10 minutes. Oh, Jesus
There are
Christ.
spells with 10-minute cast times. There's a few.
Weird, that
That is a
tasking
long
time
one,
lasted
yeah.
the rest of the session. We'll have to wait the next session.
Yeah. Next time on the tribe.
Some of the DM is like, we're going to role play out the whole 10 minutes. While you're doing that, let me type real fast.
All right. So significant lore. Let's see. I also house rule that legend lore reveals certain things about magical items that have hidden properties, in addition
Nice.
to its normal use.
We need to find a lot of arcane components.
That's true.
Kill a lot of elementals, you say?
It is
It's
expensive.
a pretty expensive spell.
Yes.
Go find a beholder colony.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, and I'm getting back my second level spell slot by casting
course
this
you are.
spell.
Oh, lord.
Sadly, I don't have any 6th or 7th level divination spells prepared, so I can't get this 5th level slot back.
Hmm.
I'm one of those people.
It's fun times.
I built this character just to annoy Lou. I'll teach you to kill my character.
It's completely fair. I deserve this.
The revenge characters.
Uh,
The acceptance in his voice. The cherry on top.
if you guys want to take a quick 5-minute break so I can write this up also in case someone
Yeah,
wants
yeah,
to.
yeah. We're cool with that. We'll take a 10, dude, if you need us to. It's like it's.
I don't think it'll take me that
Alright.
long. I'm not gonna.
In the future, I will cast this at the end of sessions.
No, I mean I just have to get a few things into words. I'm not gonna give you a book, but I'll give you some info.
All right, well, smoke them if you got them. So I'm gonna go get something to drink.
All right, I have a few things.
I don't know if everyone's back yet.
Okay.
I'm
Let
here.
me just spell check this.
I don't know if Titus is yet.
No, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry.
All right, I'll reveal this to Val.
Oh.
Here you go, Val. There's some lore that you find out.
Where'd you did you post it in the Roll20 chat?
It should just be at the top of the journal.
Oh. Oh. Yes. Xerxes is the master of the seventh tower of Nightweather, one of the legendary towers that can move through worlds. Xerxes is one of the citizens of Nightweather, humans who came over to Gaian during the death of the old world. Citizens of Nightweather are immortal. Xerxes has appeared throughout the cycles to help the humans and their empires for his own purposes. He has worked with the dwarves and elves against the humans at times. Xerxes often chooses to appear in order to help the Zadian. Sorry. Xerxes is adept in magics that date to the old world, which seem to interact with nature and divine magics in strange ways.
Is
I would say
Oh.
he would be an extremely valuable ally,
Can he be trusted?
and I could learn so much from him.
Right? I'm just saying, that would be like amazing, right?
if he would
Sounds
consent to teach us.
Well, he may have been a little bit put out being put in a locked up cage, but still.
Well,
I think we can trust him. It sounds worth it. Seems
I
like
think we should let
really
him
the
go
only
and
way
like
home,
ask
too.
for a business card or something. I think that.
indeed. I feel like if we let him go, it is more a question of what he is willing to give us than what we might reasonably ask of him. I
Well, he
certainly
already said that he would give us a way to the material plane.
Indeed. But the casting of a single spell is rather less than one might hope to receive from a patron such as this one. But in any case, we should certainly release him. Holding him will do us no good.
No. I mean, we could ask for a scroll of whatever, plane walking or whatever.
definitely curious how he got in there if he's that powerful. But I don't think it's worth
Well,
it.
they said that they tried to eat his life force,
Ah, yes.
and then in a
How do they even
state
trap
of-
him then?
That's a good question.
But I don't suppose it does not need to be asked though. I suppose for now.
Indeed.
But I have a thing. People who think they are immortal tend to be a little arrogant.
That's why I was mentioning if he's trustworthy. Yes, they be beyond the things of us small folk.
Mm.
He may well be beyond the small folk. But again, I am greatly disinclined to hold on to a person of such power, so...
Yes, I would say that he will be much less angry with us if we immediately free him than if we carry him around for a while.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, I want to Oh yeah.
We cannot compel him. All we can do is earn some goodwill. Let us release him.
Yes. Yes. And you think he would be amiss with No. I think that would be a bad thing to do. To say, can I be a discipline? Can I be a disciple? Can you take me to the thing and find all the people that I have lost and bring them to me? I think that might be asking too much.
Likely
Let
so.
me just say, I no longer want your autographs. I just want his.
Right? We should definitely ask for a business card or something. That would definitely be a good plan.
Well, I intend to ask for an autograph. We will see what he will say.
All right. But do we have consensus?
Yes, we should release him.
All right. I will. All right. Here I go. I will open up cell 12 and then be like, 1 second, and Sam do the thing.
Am I designated now? Tuvna.
Well, you've done
All right.
you've done it once already, so go for it.
So, as you say, Tuvna, you would see him vanish. But no one seems to appear in the room. A moment later, he would reappear, just kind of standing there.
Good day. You are free. Yay.
He says, well, are you going to release me?
Look around.
Did he appear back in the cell?
Yeah, in the mirror.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, so he disappeared in there, then he reappeared back in there a moment later. Sorry.
It appears that whatever magic you used to not be locked away behind the Voidwalker or Nightwalker seal did something to the operation of this artifact. I just spoke the command word, you vanished from mirror and reappeared a moment later. I can try again if you would like to observe.
Actually, wait, hold
He
on.
thinks for a moment. Or go ahead.
If you're inside, would the command words give you a little bit of control over your position? Does anyone know if you know the control word and you're in there? Can you get out?
He says
I do not
no.
believe that this works.
I think I know what happened, he says. I might not have fully freed myself from the void. My essence might still be stuck there, in which case you'd only be freeing a reflection of me. That would make the most sense. When they thought I was escaping, they actually trapped a reflection in the mirror, which means it wouldn't have lasted even if I had got out of the void. Damn, then I must still be in the void somewhere.
Well, as it happens, we have an alliance of sorts with a powerful entity with a void affinity. I am attempting to secure means of contacting her regarding various matters that are of concern to us at the moment.
He says, wait,
that we
you know the child?
I believe there are perhaps 2 children who might be referred to as such, but I have taken to calling her Tealam.
This is Tealam, the child, whatever you call her, cannot be trusted. They have been manipulated by the Red Wizard. He says, this is bad.
My understanding is that her sibling companion is more fully within grasp of Red Wizard, but Tealam seems more free than not, although what do I know of beings such as these?
If Serator knows of my location within the void, if the girl finds out I'm trapped here, that could be very bad. He says, no, I don't think you can trust this girl, whoever this is. She might not know, but she is being influenced by the Red Wizard.
Ah, well, that is good to know then.
Do you know what means there is for do for you?
He says, I don't. Now that the Night Walker has perished, that would have been the easiest gateway to free myself.
Well, in any case, I
Well,
believe that
it was trying to eat our head, so sorry?
He says there might not be a choice. You might have to contact this ally of yours, though I do not know what will
well, I'm
come
not
of it.
going to ask her to go find you and fish your way out. Initially, my intention was to learn more of how the Nightwalker interacts with the Void, because I have a suspicion that might have something to do with why we cannot recall our friend.
He says this Tailom might be my only way out at this point. I just don't know if we can trust her. The child has been manipulated several times by Serator.
Indeed, when we first encountered her, she had some sort of demonic thing, the tinder that would light the world aflame, whispering in her ear. We had to dispatch it before she would even treat with us as entities.
I don't know anything about this or go ahead.
Have I heard of Serator or this? I don't know much of the Shadow Lord stuff. Probably even like I think it was all probably. You probably banished while I was acting with stuff, but like, have I heard any of these names?
There's unlikely you would have heard the name Serator before.
I was definitely like mostly in the Shadowfell, so if not, I'm just curious. Okay.
A very high Arcana or History check, probably like DC. Again, like 25 or 30-ish might reveal the Red Wizard as someone you've heard of.
Can I use? I'll use my portent. That was the 19. So that'll make it 29.
All right. So yeah, you know that the Red Wizard, from your extensive studies, is another citizen of Nightweather, but you don't know anything about him. You've just come across his name in old history books.
Okay.
It sounds like his name is Serator, though.
Serator. I will. Yeah, I can't keep a secret, so I'll just blurt out. Oh, the Red Wizard is another Nightweather citizen.
Xerxes nods. He says, yes, a very dangerous one.
I'd never hoped to live to see the day where I am literally walking through or among the stuff of legends. Ugh.
Well, it seems for now I'm stuck in here. Just make sure you don't break the mirror. That might cut off my my attachment to this world for good.
Indeed. Then while you are there is one thing I would like to ask. You said before that you knew of a few places where one might find a set of tuning forks. That knowledge might still be of help to us, as we endeavor to find the things we need to help you.
Should we take this mirror with us when we go back, if possible? And
I would like
try to
to
work
think
with this?
so.
Keep it safe.
And that's the question that I wish to ask after. Well, we'll
and
ask the questions and you can decide how you want to answer.
he says also if it breaks, you'll release everything else that's trapped in it. So be very careful, as well as banish me forever.
Yes, that is
Let's not do that.
undesirable.
Although maybe this Tailom could still find me. He says, I don't know. I have no idea what sort of sway the child holds over the void.
Indeed, it seems to be extensive but mysterious and not infinite, so I do not know.
Quick question. The mirror, how does it interact with things like, say, a portable hole?
We should not put it in a portable hole.
He says, no, you don't want to put into any extra dimensional space if you can help it. It can move.
That's what
It
I was
can
afraid of.
travel to other worlds, but the interaction, you don't want
It
to
should
put
be
it.
carried, carried safely. We might have to commission a harness for it.
Like a big steel box that Titus can walk around with. That would be
says-
fun.
Pillows on the inside.
I would suggest leaving it somewhere secure, unless you know you can bring it somewhere safe.
Well,
Indeed. Also,
I mean-
the pyres likely can be trusted to watch it for us. Or indeed, we could simply hide it in its secret compartment. The pyre may not find it.
Well, actually, yes. I don't know if the Pyre even knows that this exists yet. So,
likely does not. It's behind the secret doors.
And we can return to this fort. The Pyre seems to intend to hold it, and if I can manage planar travel, we know that the sequence to teleport to the circle here. So
We can see what state we are in when you go to leave. Perhaps if you can just come back here and do it, you could just take it with you. But yes, traveling by foot with it seems like a bad idea.
indeed.
yeah, let's not do that. That would suck.
Then what about all the other people in there?
Well, the demon certainly stays. The assassin, we should talk to the Midnight Pyre first. If we are going to talk to them, we might have to reveal the existence of Mirror.
So I was wondering.
And then
Look at
we
this.
have Elias, which I'm not sure what we should do with him.
I am more inclined to free him than not. I do not think he is telling all of the truth, as Korvan has said, but he
I
need
don't-
to tell us all of the truth
I
to
don't
be
trust
worthy of
those
freeing.
two not to tell the Pyre about the mirror if they get caught. The truth is, if we're gonna keep this a secret from the Pyre, we better off keep these people in there. Worry
Until
about
we
it
get
later.
somewhere else.
Yeah, they're not gonna lose that much more time, and if they're bitter about it, all we have to say is we were now. I mean, especially the assassin, we're now a fucking fortress full of his enemies, essentially.
Well,
And Elias would want to keep the
yeah.
mirror. I mean, they can deal with it for a little bit longer. They've been in there long enough. Our intention, we can even tell them, our intention is to let you go. We have to get away from this fortress first, if you want. But right now, if we let them out, we're only causing problems for ourselves.
Yes,
right.
this artifact is powerful enough that I suspect if we tell the Pyre about it, they will at least try to use it, and that introduces instability that I do not wish to bring near this.
That is true, but how do we get the big ass mirror out of here?
I am proposing we don't. The Pyre is still well disposed towards us, and they would likely welcome us back to the fortress if we need to return.
Oh,
So we
just-
could simply hide
just-
it until they do not find it.
Hide it. Well, I mean, it is a long corridor, and it was designed to keep people from noticing it. So,
Well-
And they are and thus far, they have relied upon Corvin to find and investigate nooks and crannies. We do not have to tell them about this one.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember that corridor is behind the secret door, which you had to open to access it.
yeah.
Otherwise, it just looks like a dead end. Although, if they find it and you don't tell them about it,
Indeed,
That could be
there is
bad.
some risk. So, but if we do not think they will find it, it might be safest simply to leave it. Otherwise, we might be in for a protracted negotiation where we ask them to protect but not use it.
I don't
And,
think they'll
uh,
find it anytime
we-
soon, at least. But
But this does mean
eventually.
that we are keeping, we need to release the gnome, the shadow elf, and the assassin, or we leave them in there for a while, just so that we can we can help out our good friend Xerxes here, from getting screwed.
says, well,
Indeed.
releasing or keeping the prisoners has no effect on me.
Well, I'm a little afraid that if we release them, some of them may go back and shadow the mirror.
I suppose that's true. Well, I shall leave it up to you. There's not much I can do about it. I
This is a
am.
bad moral quandary.
If you want to have some real fun, we could just, release those three in one room, lock the door, and let the only one alive left leave.
That seems like a horrible plan.
No, I'm
Is this,
just kidding, but
you speaking or the madman?
sometimes I can't tell. But
You should probably.
Yes, fun is not how I would describe that, Titus. There is a legendary assassin, a powerful wizard, and a totally unknown quantity in the room together. They could destroy the fortress.
I mean, entertainment,
Well,
very minimal. But I was only kidding.
Okay, if we release them in this room right here, and they leave, they don't know about the secret passage or anything like that. We could go and then put it back, as long as they don't destroy the mirror.
I don't think we should release them. At least not until we're out of the fortress. Like I
Eh,
said,
the
But we
hollow
can't
head.
take the mirror with us. We
So
can't. It's too risky to take the mirror with us.
worst comes to worst, the Pyre finds it, and then it's out of our hands anyways.
Oh,
Go back to hide it.
well, is there a way? Like, can we just like walk out of here and teleport or whatever? With just the mirror, say like, "Oh, this is our spoils of war. See you later, guys," and like,
They might not contest it, especially if they are still feeling well disposed toward us. But again, then that would entail traveling some distance with our uncertain future carrying mirror. So
did we not have a teleport thingy or whatever?
I do not know what you mean.
I thought we had an option to teleport to a place.
Oh, to the city.
Oh, New Havasgard, which is being rebuilt. Yeah.
Yes, but that is not out of the influence of the Pyre. In fact, the Pyre are our primary patrons and allies in all of this place.
Well, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world if they have the mirror. They shouldn't block us from getting access to try to get Xerxes to help us.
Indeed.
The rest of the people in there I could care less for.
You also need to find a way home, no?
Like the Pyre is not going to be like upset about Xerxes or try to use Xerxes or anything like that, right?
Oh.
They might if they know who he is, but I do not know if anyone is as well versed in the lore as Val is likely seems to be.
I don't think they.
Well,
No way they brought here, but I don't know who all they have employed.
There is also that. They may have more
They
scholars.
definitely have wizards and scholars back at the city,
All right.
and I don't doubt that if they knew who he was, they would attempt to gain some advantage. I imagine.
Oh,
But
well,
again,
I mean,
if the fallout from this is that the Midnight Pyre frees Xerxes and gains his goodwill, so be it.
oh no, that's fine. I was just saying, like persistent, annoying, like pestering for answers for stuff seems like shitty.
Well, you're pretty sure they wouldn't be able to free him. Because, I mean, the only possibility you could even think of at this point would be to plead your case to the Chaos Child.
Yeah.
I mean, how would they get him out of the void?
Fair.
Why don't we just ask Xerxes what he'd prefer? If he minds if they
Well, he's
brought him
he's
for
right
answers.
here, right? We never closed the cell.
Yeah, I mean, he says, it seems like my only option is to risk the child. I don't know of any other way you could find me in the void. Coming here yourselves would be suicide. And even if you came
Is there
here,
like a
you could spend
yanking
1,000
spell,
years
like,
and not find me.
I don't mean that.
Is there like
I
a-
mean, what would you prefer us to do with the mirror? Hide you so we can get back to you, or let the Pyre know and then they can ask you questions while we try to figure out how to get you out?
I don't know enough about the position you're in to give a good answer. I would suggest if you have a place that's secure, you should leave the mirror there versus moving on the road with it, as it would shatter fairly easily. But again, I don't know how secure the location the mirror is in is.
Well, I think we still need to investigate some things here. I think while we're here, I think there's no risk of them finding it. I think they're finding the secret patch would probably be much further down the line. So I think while we're here, we can try to
Indeed.
find a way home and find some other things. Then eventually, we can deal with this tomorrow, as I would say.
Yes, let us hide the mirror for now.
All right.
All right, we're going to hide the mirror. That's great.
Are you freeing anyone
next moral
else?
problem. What about the other three?
Yeah, we need to figure that out.
Well, if all we want to do is keep the mirror a secret, I have no doubt that the Hollow Hand and the Assassin will be able to escape this place undetected.
Oh yeah.
The Hollow Hand is a master illusionist. The Assassin, well, Elias, I do not know so much, but I suspect that there is more to him than he has revealed, and that should be sufficient to let him depart. Discreetly, I do not know.
I think in either case, we at least leave them in there for now.
Yes, we should not release them
I mean,
tonight.
no time will pass for them, so hey.
Right.
Huh.
At
Well-
this point, I'm more inclined to not tell the Pyre about the mirror yet.
Very well. We can always tell them later, if it comes to it.
All right. So you're putting the mirror back.
Yes,
think so.
please.
Okay. Are you going to leave Xerxes' panel open or shift it back to neutral?
W should show it back, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you slip the mirror back into the secret area. It's pretty late at this point. I mean, you guys
Yeah.
have been talking to him for almost 3 hours, like in game time and like out of game.
Like literally 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's pretty late. Like 10:30, I guess.
We should retire for the day. It is like
Val, you probably aren't tired yet. You're gonna get really jet lagged, but you should probably whatever you else do, the like floaty thing, and try to reset your clock to what everybody else's is.
You do notice that when Val moves, they move like very gracefully, so that it appears that they're floating. But
Yeah.
they would look at you very confused about what the floating thing means.
Oh, you're like
You
not
played it
sleep
before the
sleeping.
the trends.
Yes, of course. Well, if you have any magic items that you would like to have identified, I can do that while you rest. Or I would love to just examine any magical items that you have, or spell scrolls to
Do you
see
also
if
still
they're useful.
need to sort through everything that the cult was doing? Try to figure out.
Indeed.
Oh.
There
Yes,
is
they have
next step.
reams of research that we have not been able to go through.
We have a vault to
Interesting.
open too.
indeed the vault is likely for tomorrow, but
I will before we go to bed, I will definitely show you the lab for the scribing and all of that. So you
Good.
seem like a guy
Scribing?
who would like spell scrolls.
If there are spell scrolls that I could scribe, that would be wonderful.
Let me show you. In fact, we should hang out because that way they won't get confused when suddenly an extra member of the tribe shows up. It'll be fine. But if they look at me a little weird, it is okay.
we are not so insufferable to them.
All right. So do you want to do the scroll stuff before or after? Like, you want to do it tomorrow or tonight?
Well, really, I was just kind of setting up that there are things in the inventory that would be good for Val to have.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
okay. All right. So I guess I'll pass some time. We'll
And,
say,
what items are we willing to give Val?
Well, Val would love to have.
So real quick before you do that, I'm going to say, because it's getting kind of late, and I'm assuming you guys are going to go to bed for the evening. You can always talk about it tomorrow, but we'll say it is now the 82nd of autumn. Go ahead and spend a day's worth of food each, as they don't really have a good food supply set up yet.
Yeah.
Here,
That is so
Oh,
sad.
that is unfortunate. I do not have any rations.
I
If
will
you
give
want
you
berries,
a
I got 'em.
ration.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You just going to give berries, Corbin?
If people want them, yeah. Otherwise, they can eat actual food.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. You don't think you're going
It's
to need...
available.
Yeah, you don't think you're going to need that spell, so...
It's just.
I'll take a
Well,
berry.
yeah, I mean, I always do it anyways. It's just if people
Yeah.
want to actually eat food and not eat berries because it's boring.
Now Sim likes eating
I
berries.
refuse to eat the berries if I have the option for anything else.
I mean, you could eat preserved rations, but they're not that much better than the berries. Just like
No,
kind
I'm
of.
going to use my cooking. I'm going to use the cooking utensils and turn them
Oh.
into something palatable.
So most of the people here are eating army rations right now. They don't have any like hunts set up or anything. There's no farms. There is. Well, I'll say maybe the keep has some supplies, so maybe you scrounge up, some like food that they had, cook it up, if you want to do that because you have cooking supplies.
Yes.
All right. Everyone else, I guess, would be fed with berries.
Yep.
So it is now the 82nd of autumn at 9 a.m. What do you want to do today?
Well, I want
Question.
to.
Sorry, just because that was that was only like 3 hours at the end of the day. Can I still put another day towards learning Elvish?
End of day 2. Didn't you already have 2 days?
That was the
Oh,
end
yeah,
of the
never
second
mind,
day,
yeah.
yeah. So you had already, you'd already spent the day
You're right.
learning
Sorry
Elvish.
about that.
This is the third day.
I will spend time with Val. If Val, this is what Val's doing, in the lab, writing up the scrolls.
Well, wait.
I'm
Hang
so.
on.
Yeah.
Sorry. I would want to, if you show me the recipe for the arcane grimoire, I would want to study that and see if that's something that I can make.
Yeah, that's, I believe. Let me look up what that is.
It says arcane grimoire +1 recipe.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is uncommon.
Yeah.
Which I believe.
I know what it does. I just want to know what it requires for me to use that recipe to make one.
So I would use the downtime revisited rules for that, which would be. Let me look up what it is for this.
It's just not super clear which proficiencies would be relevant here.
I believe this one. You have to know Arcana because it's a wizard item. And you would need 10% of your cost paid in essence by a certain CR creature, which I would have to go look up.
I think we have essence.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you have a bunch of essence. But let me look up exactly how much this would be.
And Vlad, I would probably, rather than make spell scrolls, I would probably start by scribing some scrolls that you have into my spell book.
Oh, yeah, that's probably like way more realistic.
All right, so for an
I
uncommon,
mean, if you would allow me to do that.
But that was all. Oh, wait. Vlad does not give a shit.
for an uncommon item, you need essence from a creature that was CR4 or higher. 10% of the cost, which uncommon, it would be 20 gold pieces. So yeah, you don't need too much. 200 gold pieces of components and 20 gold pieces of essence.
We've got bunches of things that are almost certainly CR4 or higher.
Yeah. It would take you 2 weeks though, so 10 days of crafting.
Ooh. Okay.
Because it's uncommon.
All right. So I would file that away for later then, and focus on helping.
You can do it and tie it off as you go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to do
Yeah, but-
10 days straight. You just need 10 days working on it. You would have to do it here though, or wherever you start the project.
Oh, it would have to be here in the.
You'd have to
in
do
the
it in the magical laboratory, which the fort has one.
It has to be in a magical laboratory, but not. If we found another one, he could go to that.
Yes, you could do it in any laboratory. You just need to have the component or the correct components and essence.
All right,
Yeah.
and
Banshee essence.
and at the risk of getting greedy, since it can be used as a spell book, would I scribe the spells from my current spell book into it as I create it, or use my spell book as the starting point for it, or it's just going to be a blank spell book when I create it?
Let me look at Grim again. See what it says.
Seems like you spellbook into an
So you can
grimoire.
use it as a focus. Oh, I guess you would have to create a spellbook as part of it. So you could turn your spellbook into the grimoire.
Okay, that work.
Yeah, or you can make a new one. So either way.
Like you put like a really snazzy cover on it with like a special binding. That's really nice. Very sweet.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically, you're mostly just replacing the outer cover because the pages of spellbooks are pretty much the same.
Okay,
They just
That's fair.
are meant to hold spells on them.
So as I said, I would set that project aside to do something that's more immediately useful. So if
So Sim definitely wants
Sim,
help doing research on how to contact.
yeah, if you wanted me to help you research, I would do that.
Okay, so you're putting today towards your various side projects. During the day, Beryl, first of all, she introduced herself to Val, which could be like a offline thing, their first interaction, because she would have just met you. But she is kind of the leader, probably Sim. Sim's the second oldest person in the group now, right?
Jeez, yeah, somehow. Okay.
Somehow. So she would find Sim, and she is during the day, so you're probably doing research. She says, Sim, something has come to our attention. Civil tells me of a Warforged, the prisoners we questioned. A Warforged came through here. She says, his name was Rayless, I believe. You probably don't know him, but he was part of our group a long time ago, and he may have the spirit of Gaivok with him, the Shadow Lord, the original Shadow Lord.
This sounds concerning in any number of ways.
She
Is
says
this
one of
likely to
the
be a problem?
one of the prisoners said he came through the fort. I think a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and he made his way towards the northern mountains. He didn't really interact with them much, but they were unable to capture him or stop him.
Likewise, that is concerning. A single traveler unable to be stopped by the cultists here?
He says, well, he didn't give us much details, but this could be someone of importance. It might be wise to try to go after him.
Indeed, we should. If he is carrying spirit of Shadow Lord, that is worth pursuing. We are not equipped for an expedition. Well, we shall have to be. This prisoner, did he have more detail on where, other than simply into northern mountains?
No, they saw him. One of the hunting parties saw him moving past. He didn't kill them when they tried to stop him, but he did confuse them, and they remembered several hours later when he was already gone. Beryl can track. His trail might still be there, but if we wait too long, it might be gone.
No, we should pursue this immediately. That is more urgent than anything we are doing here. Let us gather the others and see if they are ready to travel.
All right. So, yeah.
How early in the day was this, and did I have time to finish out?
Oh,
the
well,
last?
this was midday. I don't know if are you planning to leave in the middle of the day, or like is this more something you'd start on tomorrow? I don't know. I guess that would be up to you all, but this would be kind of midday, so you haven't passed the day of your downtime stuff yet.
Please,
Okay, so if we leave right now, we don't. This day doesn't count.
Yes,
And we just
I mean
move on to the
you're
next adventure.
you're probably fine. I mean, it's been a while already. You're probably fine waiting a bit, like even maybe taking a few more days, but you might want to at least send someone to look for his trail to see where it goes. Or you could, or go ahead.
I mean, if people bring it up to the group, like, which direction did he go?
apparently north.
He was heading north of here, Beryl says.
Well,
There's mountains north, so maybe into some cave up north?
there was someone who
Was
might.
somebody talking
Yeah, I know
about
about that.
caves up north?
Yes, Elias.
Indeed.
Are you talking in front of the pyre or just between yourselves?
I was
Between ourselves.
guessing in front of ourselves.
Okay, just double checking.
That's my thought.
Sorry, if it was in front of Pyro, we'd be like, yeah, north.
Oh, you could say it was, amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Do we go now, or do we want to finish up what we're doing and then move, and then
Well,
Keep it fresh.
I am no trainer, so I do not know how
Beryl,
likely Trail will become.
Beryl can look for trail. Maybe at least find basic knowledge of where Raylus goes. And then tell you. Maybe pick up trail after some time. But if he goes into cave, it should be easy to follow trail. But outdoor trail, harder to follow. So should look soon.
Who is not doing anything of like whatever to go with the Beryl? Because she should not go by herself.
I was looking into the collectivities, but if need be, I could go with her.
Oh, Beryl can shapeshift. Beryl be fine. Just be animal.
Oh, that's sort of true. All right. If you can find the trail, we will. Then the plan would be you find the trail today, and then tomorrow we go. Sound good?
Beryl can help. You all do thing. Beryl will find trail.
Beryl,
right.
before you leave, write. Well, here. You've been practicing. Write your name in my book. I will read you every hour.
I have a better idea. If you can take 10 minutes, I can cast a spell where we can all communicate. Well, that's all I asked, an hour. Never mind. Nope, never mind. Just an hour.
Beryl,
Well,
before you leave,
feel pretty awesome.
if you write your name in my book, then every hour I will speak into your mind, and you can answer. So you can tell us if you have spotted anything or if you have encountered problem.
Oh,
If you do not
okay.
answer, I will come find you.
Sim teach Beryl to write name. Sim Beryl write name. And I guess Beryl will sign your book. That's fine.
Yeah.
So looks like a preschooler wrote in it.
Good enough. If you like this, and then I will demonstrate and write in the book to speak into her mind for the first time, and then send her off.
Yeah. I mean, you could do the telepathic bond for an hour. You don't know how long it's going to take her to track. If you want
That's
to.
true. It can be cast as a ritual. It would just require her to wait 10 minutes before. heading
That
out.
seems fine. Yeah.
All right, we'll do that. We're all connected.
It's creepy,
for an
but
hour.
Yeah.
it's nice. Next hour of research, I guess. We can pass each other things more
And
easily.
yes, and in your head, you hear me humming the entire time.
It's not at all creepy. All right. So she goes out. She's going to do some survival. She would say, anyone have spell to help Beryl track? Something that lasts lasts a while.
Sorry, I did not.
All right, Beryl go.
I don't do that either.
All right, so Beryl's gonna go. No advantage.
I mean, if I went with her, I might be able to do something.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Cast locate creature.
Don't you have to see the creature to do that?
No, it just has to be within 1,000 feet of you. So, but it's
You can be
concentration for
described.
an hour.
And stuff, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, describe or name a creature that's familiar to you.
I don't think there's many Warforged. If you say Warforged, it's probably gonna.
But I have to.
True.
It looks to me. It looks to me like well, it's kind of vague on if it lasts, like you cast it and then for an hour if you're within 1,000 feet of.
I think that's how it
creature, you
works.
know
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
I
Okay.
believe so. Yeah.
You like track with that.
Gotcha. But I was not planning to go with her, so I'm.
All right. Well, so she's gonna go
All right.
out. Later on, or go ahead.
To get her to help.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
She use her familiar to help. To give herself advantage.
No, you would. The way I do advantage is you would take the two rolls from the different characters and use the higher one.
Well, that's the same. So she could use her familiar to help.
Yeah, like her familiar can make a roll, but it's probably not going to be.
Not that good.
I guess Owl might have a higher wisdom, although she probably has a much better. But sure, maybe she'll use one of her shapeshifts. So So you continue doing your downtime projects. You would sim during your day. Civil would come to you and say, some of our people have a pretty good description of the Warforged that came through. He says, I thought I would maybe show your group a picture. Maybe he matches the one that Beryl was talking about.
Indeed, it would be hard to know until Beryl returns, but it would be good to see if you have a picture
Alright.
of some.
I'll wait for her to return then, since showing it to you all wouldn't do much good.
Indeed.
So you would put another day towards the downtime. Beryl would come back in the evening, and she says she tracked his what she thinks is his trail to a northern cavern that looks really spooky, and she believes he went there. So it should be easier for her to find the trail as long as we don't wait too long.
Very well.
And yeah, that would be the end of the third day. I assume you are going to use your berries. Anything else you want to talk about that
I'm
day?
scrounging up a meal that is not berries because, god damn it. And
Sure.
I wish to finish out my last, the second scroll of Find Familiar and use up that pouch of arcane materials. And here we go.
So,
Okay.
Lou, I do have a question as to if I've been having Val help with my research project, how does that work in terms of adding up days? Are we just doing two separate projects with the same goal? We each need to add up to 5 days? Are we combining our days?
Yeah, I mean, basically, you're both looking for information on the same thing, so you'll just get more pieces of lore at the end of the 5 days. I assume none of you hired any mercenaries to help, so you all just have the intelligence check to do.
I was actually hoping to ask, like, when, like, so would I have had to hire them at the beginning of accreting days to get the benefit for that?
Generally speaking, yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, so you two would just make int checks when each you finished the 5 days, and like I said, you just get lore.
Okay. Cool.
Is there anything that we can make checks on today so I don't waste these incredible important rolls I got?
No.
I mean-
Generally speaking,
Yeah.
I think for the downtime stuff, the only way you can modify the check is by having someone helping or have a spell that you could have been using throughout the whole, 8 hours. So like
Well-
8 casts of something that gave you advantage, for example.
I am going to sing a song, and my performance check is going to be 19 minus 1 for an 18.
All right, fair enough. Use those portent dice. Everyone is you've foreseen the song singing, and your song is beautiful.
Did it so that the humming in our head wouldn't drive us completely batty.
Exactly.
Yeah. The only other thing I wanted to end with is Civil saying that there is something else that I've found. Well, actually, let's wait till next time till I reveal that. Go ahead and give me MVP votes, and we'll wrap here.
Oops.
You guys have enough on your plates.
Oh, can't type.
All right.
So would that be the third day is passed then? For
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
That would be
check.
the third day. It would be the third day for your downtime, but we're ending at the end of the third day. So with 3 votes, Val, you were the MVP.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because you did some clutch, like,
Legend lore.
intelligence checks that we're all impressed with because we're all not that smart.
And you were
thank you.
were making fun of people on the down low.
It's really
I-
the most important thing.
I do
We'll
just want to
find out.
point out that one of my personality traits is I am horribly, horribly awkward in social situations. So please don't take it personally when Val unintentionally says things that offend people. Just
Uh-huh.
I'm
Makes
not
sense.
used to talking to people. Just
Yeah.
looking at stars.
Mm-hmm.
Makes
We
sense.
have too many party faces anyway, dude. It's fine. How many people here have charismas over 18?
Yo. I think it's just you and me, though.
Is really?
Yeah. We had Reed back in the day, but...
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Alright, well, good game. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Take care,
Good
everyone.
night.
I'll be doing notes if anyone wants to talk.
So, yes, I have made spell scrolls of Find Familiar because I hate having to carry around a whole bunch of charcoal and a brazier.
Oh well, yeah, you can use components for that. Although you would still need the brazier, I think.
No, spell scrolls you precast into the scroll.
Oh, I mean
No
for casting, if you want to do it
for
from
the
your
original
spell.
cast. Yeah.
You do
I
have
think
to
they have-
you do have to spend components every time you cast the spell, though, into the scroll. I mean,
Yeah. But we already talked about that, and I had the arcane materials for it, so it was fine. It's just that way you don't have to specifically find we're in the middle of nowhere. I have to light a fire, guys. Hold on a second. The joys of scrollness. That's all I'm saying.
no,
So yeah,
it's
if
fair.
oh sorry.
I was just gonna say
what did
no,
I
it's
just
fair.
do? So yeah, Eric, if no one else wants the hat of no one else can use the hat of wizardry, but if no one else wants
Correct,
the
you're the
two
only
wands,
wizard.
if no one else wants the two wands, then Val would want to have those too, at least for a little while.
I don't think anyone would care. So
They would want to play around with them for a little while, and then maybe get bored of them and give them back.
I think having somebody actually make an arcane grimoire is pretty awesome.
Yeah, need to find the time to do it, but yeah.
Yeah, suddenly 10 days is very difficult, but
Yeah. Also, I might take the Moon Touch short sword, the one that's not cursed.
are you sure?
Just-
The curse could be
just-
really fun.
Yeah, no, we learned our lesson on that one. It makes stealthing impossible.
It's
But
also the other one is a +1 masterwork versus just Moon Touched. So
right, just Val is not a warcaster, so it might be good to have a blade on hand.
did you want any of the scrolls?
Yes, I would start by scribing Melf's minute meteors, because that's anything to do with stars and
Right. And it's
space
pretty
objects
clutch.
would be exciting to me.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to throw it there and assume you already have clairvoyance.
I do have clairvoyance. Yes, I didn't metagame and not take that one because we had a scroll. Because I know that's one that Val would have.
Actually, I really want you to get Stinking